Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I am in Coffeyville, Kansas, and I'm going to be doing a leaf cleanup here. I'm very excited because, as many of you guys know, leaf season is my favorite season. However, because I've been chasing wild, tall, crazy grass for the last several years, I've been missing it because I've been on the road. Oftentimes moving south with the weather like a snowbird, right? Because I'm chasing grass. Now, anyways, I'm so excited. So I'm gonna do a fall cleanup on this place, make it look immaculate again. The first step is gonna be get all the leaves up. Then I gotta find the edging. We're gonna establish an edge, make sure that looks super sharp. Cut down any little sucker trees, stuff like that. Get all that stuff cleaned up. Dogs everywhere here. Sorry about all the barking. So, with that said, today I'm going to be trying a new piece of equipment because I don't have my leaf box set up yet, which means I don't have the big box on the dump trailer and the leaf loader. All right, dude, stop. With that said, I want to say a huge thank you to DR Power for sponsoring this video. I got the XD45, it's their leaf vac. I'm going to be testing that out, and we are going to see how it does. Let's go and get into it. All right, I got headphones so I can listen to some tunage. I got the heated jacket. This thing is sick, by the way. Also, I got the ultimate dad shoes. I got the Cujo Yardwear. These things are sick. These are the Jags. You just kind of slip them off. Pretty nice. They sent me out several pair of boots this year to test out and try out, and so far I like the Jags the best, I think. Anyways, let's get to it, okay? So dumb. All right, welcome back for another awesome video. I'm super excited to be doing a leaf cleanup again. It's been a couple years because I've been on the road, and when I ran my traditional lawn care business, I say traditional because now all the work I do is completely free of charge to the homeowners or the people that own the property, whether they're renting or however that current situation is for them. And the way I'm able to do that is because you guys have watched the videos, and some of you guys like the voiceovers and the discussion about business, as well as, you know, kind of my simple philosophy on life and communication about the equipment itself. So that's what I do here on this channel. If you want to watch this video without that, there's going to be a link in the description to a version of this video with no commentary. So if you don't like that, there's a link in the description to this video with no commentary. The other channel is called The Boring Channel. Why is it called The Boring Channel? Well, I started it as a joke because I got so many people on this channel that requested that version, but I had so many people already that loved this style of video. So the people that are hardcore fans of this channel, they already know. They're like, we like this. Those boring people can go over to The Boring Channel, and the Juggernaut people stay here, right? So I am apparently a people pleaser, so I'm like, okay, you know what I'll do? I'll just start another channel and we'll have both versions. So here I am today doing a ton of work so that I can make sure everybody's pleased on that end. So as you guys support the channel, I just want to say thank you guys so much for allowing me to be able to do this, because it means a lot to me. And the fact that I can use this as an outlet to teach people, you know, tips and tricks and techniques, kind of like right here. Somebody's in the comments losing their mind because I'm blowing the leaves to the street. Now, I'm not just going to blow them over to the neighbor's house. Ha, sucker, the your problem now. No, I'm actually blowing everything out from underneath this car. And what happens if you do it the other way and you go into the street and you blow them towards the curb is they get caught on the curb. And then you kind of do this dance where you're going back and forth. Blow them this way, blow them that way, blow them this way, blow them that way. Nope. So I just blow them all underneath the car, get them out into the street. I'm not going to do this on a real busy road because it wouldn't be safe, but I do that, and then I can come out into the street, blow everything on the concrete. Everything on concrete blows really, really easy in comparison to grass because it doesn't have anything to catch on. So this is a really good method, and then I can just come in and work the pile. You're working one side at a time, and then kind of working your way around it back and forth in a loop so that you can send it in the direction you want to send it. Okay, so that's one of the things I'm doing there. Otherwise, you're doing that stupid leaf dance back and forth, and you're spending time that's not needed. Now, speaking of time that's not needed, again, I started my career here on YouTube, talking to business owners and people that wanted to be in the lawn care business. So with that, one of the things I did was, again, tips and tricks, and I would talk about business. So how I charged for leaf cleanups in the past. Again, everything I do now is completely free of charge. Thank you to you guys. You subsidize the work for the homeowners that I help through your viewership. The ads that are seen on this video are what's compensating me to allow to pay for all the expenses involved in this project so that they can enjoy the work completely free of charge. You're helping people all over by watching a video. Pretty amazing how the attention economy works. But how the lawn care economy works, if you're a lawn care business, is you're going to have to charge for this leaf cleanup somehow, because gas is expensive, the tools are expensive. You know, the blower that's on my back is about a $700 backpack blower. And if you want to be in the business doing cleanups like this, you're going to want better tools. Now, a lot of people in the comments will suggest, why don't you use a rake, fat boy? Well, you know, because the thing is, if you're in business, you can't get much work done if you're, I don't know, let's just put it this way. If you had to drive something across the U.S. because you're a delivery driver, are you going to ride a horse? No, you're going to use something that's going to allow you to do it in a timely fashion. Why? Because you don't have weeks to drive it across the U.S. riding a horse. I don't know how to make horse sounds. Anyways, you're going to get in a car and you're going to drive that thing across country, okay, so that you can get it to wherever you're going in a timely manner. Same concept applies with any other career. I don't know why some people don't get that, but you want to have units that save time. So, speaking of that, how I would charge it is I would charge based on a time scenario. So if I was doing a cleanup, I would charge by a man-hour rate. Now, in future videos, I'm going to break down a little bit more on man-hour rates so that I can explain it so that people can understand. Oftentimes, it seems to be something that confuses a lot of people. It's very, very simple math. Basically, you take all of the expenses that you have in your business, whether they're a variable or a fixed expense, and that is what allows you to break down your man-hour rate so that you can charge accordingly. Now, if you do want to use a man-hour rate, there are two key things that you have to do. One, you have to have the most efficient equipment you can possibly have so that you can get the job done in a timely manner. And two, you have to be an ethical person, not out to cheat people, not taking longer than it needs to take so that you can charge them more. That will not keep you in business. If you're going to charge by man-hour rate, you have to be ethical and you have to work quick. All right, big thank you to DR Power for sending out their XD45 Leaf Vac. This thing's pretty cool, and I can't wait to try it out. I've messed with it a little bit on my own property and a little bit at the campsite, but the thing is, there's not a whole lot of leaves there. Here, we got quite a few leaves, so we're gonna give it a good test. Before I start it, it's got the leaf bag back here. I just gotta make sure that's in the lock position, and I'm gonna put some headphones in to block out all the noise. All right, so I talked about having equipment that allows you to get a job done more efficiently. It is also huge to have a piece of equipment that allows you to get a job done and not feel extremely fatigued afterwards. One of the areas this thing excels is the self-propel is phenomenal on this unit. So even though it's 170 pounds, it does all the work for you. You don't feel like you're doing a lot of work. You're just walking behind it. And it's got a 30-inch wide pass. So while you're vacuuming up the lawn, you're covering a huge area in one pass. Even better than that, it's going to suck up a bunch of leaves and they're going to get shred down on a commercial grade steel impaler with a serrated tip on it. So you're going to get about a 3-to-1 reduction on this, meaning you're going to fit more material inside the leaf catch bag, which is really cool because it's a 45-gallon bag. For perspective, if you guys have seen the leaf bag that I use on my mower, it's my grass catcher, it's 3 cubic foot. This is 6 cubic foot. So you're fitting twice the material. And again, it is shredding it up as it's loading it into the bag. So you're getting a really fine shred, meaning it's going to take up less space in your trailer if you're using a trailer to haul it away. It's going to be great for your compost if you do gardening. So if you're a homeowner and you want to have it for your garden next year, this is a great way to pick up the leaves and use that as a resource on your property. If you're going to be putting it in bags, it's going to take up less space. Overall, I just think it's a really great design, and it's a great tool for somebody that is going to be cleaning up leaves. Whether it's a property like this and you're a homeowner, or you're a commercial guy and you're looking to knock out a lot of leaf jobs in one day. As you can see, I mean, I did this really quick. It did a great job on the first pass. There was some spots like here, I actually left some leaves behind. I'm like, why is that not picking up everything? Oh, because the bag's full, right? Well, I was able to get all the way around and then do a couple passes, and then it fills it up. That's pretty good. Other than that, I mean, this unit is a really good commercial grade unit. It's a 190cc engine. It's got a 2-year residential warranty, a 1-year commercial warranty on the machine and engine. If you want to buy it on their website, that's an option. You can have it shipped straight to your door. And then if you want to do a 24-month payment plan on there, I saw that they have that as an option on their website, and I thought that was really cool. If you do order it, it says it ships out in 1 to 3 business days if it's in stock. Other than that, I think one of the coolest things about this unit is that it actually has the option for an attachment. I don't have the attachment on here yet, but I'm definitely going to get one. It's got a hose on it so that you can hook it to the vacuum, so that if you're doing like flower beds or tight nooks in a house, you're always going to find one weird nook on a house that catches leaves and it's a pain to clean up, and it doesn't fit a rake, so you got to use a blower, and then when you use the blower, it blasts dirt all over you. This basically will allow you to not have to do that, which I think is really cool. Now, another little thing that the average person might not notice is that the bag on this is an open top. So you would go, okay, well, what's a big deal about that? Well, that makes it really easy to dump, because I've used other units like this in the past and they had zippers on the bag, and it was absolutely the worst experience I've ever had when it comes to using a unit, because zippers and leaf cleanups don't mix. You're talking about dust and debris that's going to get caught inside that zipper, and then when you go to zip it back up, it just doesn't function right. So I think they designed a really, really good unit here where when you do go to dump it, it's easy. You know, again, efficiency typically comes down to being mostly the easiest thing to do, right? You know, the work smarter, not harder type thing. Well, they designed this machine in a work smarter, not harder type of way. And I really like that. Okay, so I'm sure there's plenty of information about this unit that I missed. So if you do want to know more about it, I'm going to leave a helpful link down in the description for you. You can go check it out for yourself. And while you're over there on the website, be sure to check out all their other tools, because they got some awesome stuff there. Everything from like raised flower beds to, you know, the brush cutter like I had, to the walk behind string trimmers. So, you know, take a look, and there might be something that you want or need there. And if you're a commercial guy, I'm sure you will find it a great place to find some tools for your business. All right, now in the next segment, I'm actually going to get into how to price leaf jobs a little more, as well as talking about strategies on how to get more leaf clients and give quotes, billing, all that type of stuff, so that I can help make your life a little bit easier if you have a lawn care business and you're wanting to take the leap and make some more income in your business. All right, I got to gas it up because I barely had any in there to start, dummy. But the leaves, oh, they're calming down now. They've been falling as fast. Look at that one over there. Can you see them? No, not really. They're falling as fast as I'm picking them up. This thing does a great job and vacuums it up really well, but all of these have fallen since I started cleaning it up. And of course, the moment I start talking about it, the little breeze that's been playing and dropping these leaves on me, it stops. I'm gonna set up the camera. We're gonna catch it while I'm gassing up. We're gonna see if we can catch these leaves dropping. So Right. Oh yeah. Okay, I think the most important thing to talk about first is if you're young in your lawn care business, and or say year 1 to 5 and you're still trying to figure things out. Maybe it's been part-time, you're wanting to go full-time, you're wanting to get enough clients, you're wanting to get enough workload to allow you to take care of your family and your household, or whatever it might be. Maybe it's your part-time income. You want to know how to get more jobs. That's always the question. How do I get more jobs? How do I get more clients? How do I get more people to pay me for the service I'm willing to do, so that I can take care of my family and my bills? The biggest thing on getting clients is getting your name out there, obviously. So one of the best ways you can do that is using your Facebook, whether your personal account or your business account. I would suggest using both, but you want to use your personal Facebook for sure, and you want to try to get into community groups in your area. You want to be in as many as you possibly can. For me, when I was running my lawn business, I was in about 30 local groups, and I was actively answering questions, putting myself out there, becoming friends with the people in the area, so that when they had a lawn question, I would try to answer that for them. Then I became the authority, and they saw me as a helpful person. And even though that person may not purchase from me, they might not purchase my service, what they did is they became a raving fan for my business, because they knew I was the type of person willing to help somebody out. Which means when it comes to running my business, I'm going to be the type of person that solves somebody's problem. You want to be that. If you can become that, people will start talking about you. Okay, so try to do that. Get in the neighborhood pages, the community groups. What you don't want to do is just go in and boom, 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 hammer them with advertisements, because nobody wants to see ads back to back. So go in there and try to become somebody that's helpful. If you help 1 million people, you probably find $1 million, okay? If you go out there and you do the work to become somebody in your community that's going to help people, well, there's going to be reciprocity, and you're going to have work flow your way. Other than that, one of the best ways to get work now is to actually look at the gold mine that you have in your phone. Inside your phone, you're going to have contacts. Those are people that you can let know, hey, I'm in business, and if you know somebody that needs help with this, well, I'd love to be that guy. So whether it's you or a family member, I want to let you guys know I'm in business, and I'd love to give you an estimate. You can make a message that's generic, but also doesn't feel generic, like you're sending it to hundreds of people. And then just send that to as many people that you have in your contact as possible. People you like, people you don't like, but I don't care. Send it to all of them. And, you'll end up getting work from that. I promise you, you will get work from that. Other than that, one of the best things I did for my leaf business is I actually, I had door hangers. You could use flyers, you could use business cards if you didn't have a whole lot of money, so you can get business cards printed out fairly cheap, and then you could walk, boom, 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 just drop them on the doorstep or shove them in between the door and the door sill on the property. That's a great way to get your name out. Now, the downside to using business cards is that, well, let's be honest, they blow away in the wind real easy. So if you can afford to get door hangers, those are great because you can hang them on the door. If you can't afford door hangers, you can get flyers and rubber bands, and you can roll them up, take the rubber band, boom, rubber band it to the doorknob, or shove it between the doorknob and the door frame. That's something I used to do as well. You can take it, flatten it out, shove it between the door and the door sill. Obviously, don't do damage on the property. That's not going to help you get work. But if you are not willing to talk about yourself in business, people aren't going to talk about you. You're not going to get work. So you have to break through the I'm embarrassed to tell people about my business type of thing. I don't know why I'm trying to suck this up, but it's like a juice bottle. I just wanted to see if it would. It wouldn't fit in the chute. When I looked at it later, I'm like, oh, well, it wasn't going to suck that up because it was too big. So yeah, anyways, you have to be willing to put yourself out there. Don't be embarrassed about it. You're trying to make a go for things in life and you want to have a business. And this applies to any business that you want to have. It's not just lawn care and leaf cleanup. It could be your cleaning service, your house painting, your whatever it is that you're wanting to do. Say you're a real estate agent. Use the same methods and you could use that to get more clients. And the other thing is be open to gaining information. Now, there's a lot of information out there. Some of it's good, a lot of it's crap, okay? Take in the good information, filter out what you're not going to use, and throw it away. Don't use what doesn't apply to you. And what could apply to you might not apply to you at this moment. You know what I mean? So say you're looking at business, people in business, and they're billionaires, and they're trying to tell you how to run your tiny little business. They don't know what it's like to start a business with no money. Or if they did, they're so far away from it and detached that they can't remember what it was like in that moment, because people forget very quickly what it was like to be in a certain situation. You guys have heard me talk on the channel about having problems. And I say a money problem is better than an emotional problem, right? Well, a money problem when you're not making a lot of money is a really, really bad problem. It's like, dang, if I made enough money, I could solve that. But I don't know how I could solve it because I don't know how to make the money. Okay? As you grow your business, you will be able to make more income, and the income will take care of the problems that I'm talking about. So that's not a mentality that I really figured out for the first couple of years, because I needed every penny to make things happen. And any small business every penny that comes into the business is a very important for the business. You got to keep things cheap, whether that's doing maintenance on your own. Maybe you're a laborer out there in the field in the beginning. There's a lot of things that are going to look different for somebody just starting out versus somebody that's been doing it for a while. Keep in mind that starting any business is not going to be easy. You're assuming all the risk. When you're an employee, you don't have any risk. You go to work, you get paid. If you're a business owner, you take on a job and you don't bid it right, you don't do it right, you might be working all day for free. You might sign up for a job that you gave them a quote and now you're working for 3 days for free. I've done it before. It's a horrible experience. Now you guys see that I work for free all the time on the channel. It's a little bit different. I still have bills that have to be paid, and the way that I do that is by making videos, and all the work that I do is compensated from you guys watching the videos versus the homeowner paying. But the concept is you have to be able to take care of yourself and your family on a man-hour rate. Most small lawn care businesses with 1 or 2 employees out in the field should target somewhere between $85 to $125 per person, so per man hour. Meaning if you have 2 people out there, you're going to be charging if you have 2 people out there, you're going to be charging $250 for those 2 people per hour, but it's going to be $125 per person per hour. And I know that sounds insane to a lot of people, but the reality is you have truck payments, you have insurance payments, you have gas, you have fuel, you have maintenance, you have the labor, so your employee, plus you have overhead burden with that labor, so you're going to be paying taxes and matching their taxes on that stuff if you're doing everything correct. You have your own personal taxes. There's a long list of expenses that you're going to have. So in the next segment, I'm going to be talking more about how I would pitch that to the client so that they knew paying on a man-hour rate is going to benefit them better than if I were to bid per the project. Because half of the battle when doing a man-hour rate is actually articulating it to the client so that they understand this is going to be better for you this way. You're going to save money doing it this way, and being confident enough in the way that you sell it so they understand it and you're able to land the job. Well, you can't keep fall from falling, right? You guys saw me clean them up. There's some more leaves. What I'm gonna do now is edge, since we can see the turf and where everything's at. I'm gonna edge everything, get the curbs back in shape. There's really not any string trimming that needs done on this because it's been pretty well maintained, but I'll probably have to string trim the backyard. So from here, what we're gonna do, like I said, edge it up, do any shovel work that we need to, and then before we leave, we'll do a final pass where we mow and get everything fully in shape, and then just pick up the last bit of leaf debris. Let's go and get into the next step. Now, as I was saying, it's really important to let your prospective client know that when you charge by man-hour rate, if done correctly, if you are an ethical person, and the only way it will work is if you are an ethical person. If you're out there to cheat people, well, I'll be honest with you, you're not going to be in business very long. I don't support you being in business. I don't think you're the type of person to be in business. And I think if somebody is not greedy, they will be in business for a very long time and have a lot of longevity. That doesn't mean that you can't want to do financially well for yourself. Obviously, yeah, you want to be successful. You want to have enough income to pay for your house and take care of your kids and have your ambitions and your dreams. But if you're the type of person that you see that as the method, the vehicle of getting to that success is by cheating people and not by helping them and solving their problems, business isn't going to be for you. Business is 100% about solving problems. So when you sell your client on this project, keep in mind you're here to solve their problem. You're not here to create more of a problem. So in the beginning, you might have to sell this different. In order to make the man-hour rate work, you might do a cap-out rate. Now, this is a little bit dangerous because a cap-out rate is something that I would offer to clients that basically I did this while I was learning. And so what I was doing was bidding the job the way you would bid it. And you go, okay, well, I think it's going to be $300. It's going to take me X amount of time to do it. So in your head, you go, okay, it's going to be $300. Well, what I would do is I would bid a cap-out rate. I would take how long I thought it was going to take, and then I would add some time on it to give me a buffer in case I messed up on bidding. And then I would say, okay, I'm going to charge you a man-hour rate of $125 per person while we're at your property, meaning if I have a two-man crew, we're going to charge you $250 per hour to cover that crew, or if I have a one-man crew, it's going to be $125 per hour. Basically, the only difference is we're able to accomplish more in an hour if we have more people, saving you more money. But with that said, we're going to come out and we're going to charge you this amount per hour. And the best part for you is we're going to put a cap out rate on this, meaning that you have no extra risk in this. If it takes me longer than this time, you don't pay any more. But if I get it done before that time, you don't have to pay that extra. So you're only going to pay for the amount of time I spend at your property. That's a great way to start this so that it's ethical and you're learning and you're not taking advantage of them. Just keep in mind that you might mess up, and when you do, you're going to learn through pain. The pain of being out there working and finding out that you would have been better off working at McDonald's sometimes because you way underbid yourself, which is a horrible feeling. But again, you learn through pain, right? Just try not to do it too often. You take too many losses. A business that doesn't make profit is a business that's going to go out of business. You have to make a profit to be in business, okay? So, try not to do that too often. That's just something I would suggest while you're learning how long it takes to do a project. Maybe you do that stuff. But as you progress, you won't have to. You'll be able to bid this on the phone. So bidding per man-hour rate is going to have a lot of benefits for you. In the next segment, I'm going to tell you about that and why it is much better than bidding per project. All right, so I've cleaned up a lot of properties over the years, and I'm in a unique situation right now that if I explain it, inevitably I will have some people say, you're lazy or this and that. But in truth, what I'm doing is using my discernment on what makes sense and what doesn't make sense. So we've got these pavers here. We have this sidewalk here. Now, if I look at this sidewalk over here, I can tell that it is thoroughly messed up from the roots on the tree. I'm gonna clean this up. However, this is absolutely a trip hazard. And once this is shoveled out, I don't even know if I should shovel this out because it's more of a trip hazard. That concrete is just torn up. And in fact, if we look down here, I don't know if the camera picks it up, but from this piece of sidewalk all the way up to this is about a foot in elevation. So quite a bit higher up from the tree roots. Now, if we turn and we look the other direction on the property, there's a very strong possibility that this concrete goes at least 4 foot, but it might go all the way to the corner. Okay, so right about here, from judging where the concrete is there, right about here, we're about 3 to 4 inches thick, 6 inches thick, 8 inches thick, and we've got tree roots, right? Now this tree root is sticking way up. By the way, Cujo, thank you for sending me the shoes, bro. Appreciate it, Sean. Now, the other thing with this tree root is if I expose all these tree roots, I'm going to inevitably over time damage the health of this tree. And these tree roots go right over where the sidewalk would be, okay? Sidewalk coming down, 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 tree root. Sidewalk, tree root. Sidewalk, tree root. Also, this side has pretty nice grass. And the last thing I want to do is tear it up for a sidewalk that nobody is currently using. And also, if I do uncover it, it becomes more of a trip hazard. So, this isn't an area of town where people are going to be walking down the sidewalk a lot. And in fact, in this town, the sidewalks are so jacked up that most of the time when I see people walking around here, it's in the street. So that's something to keep in mind. Now, while I am down here, we're going to do what we can to clean up some sidewalks. But this one, I'm going to use my discernment and say, I don't believe this one is a good use of our time, energy, or I just don't think it's going to have a really good result. Okay, this is a good 40-year-old maple, maybe more, might be 50 or 60-year-old maple, and we don't want to take a risk of damaging it. It's a big, beautiful tree. It happens to be right over her house. Okay, so I'm going to edge this up and I'm going to edge the curb line. But I'm trying to fully explain that because I had a comment that said, anytime you don't want to do anything, and they're saying they don't like me because of this, anytime you don't want to do anything, you just give an excuse. No, I'm not giving you an excuse. I am telling you, as a professional, somebody that's been doing this since I was 20 years old in a professional setting. So, I've got a lot of years of experience on this now. And what I want you to understand is that if I decide not to do something, it is specifically for the reason that I am going as a professional. Doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Okay, now every business can sell a project in whatever they want, whatever way they want. But the two most popular ways are going to be a man-hour rate or bidding the job and setting the job in stone. Now, they're both figured out the same way. A healthy business will go, okay, this job is going to take X amount of time. We have to make this man-hour rate to do that. I'm going to sell this project, and then they sell a hard number to the client. And they say, okay, it's going to take $350. And they put a little bit of buffer in there to guarantee that if it takes longer, they're okay and that they're still going to be in a healthy range, right? But they sell that hard number to the client. When I was doing cleanups, I sold the cleanup on a man-hour rate. And what I did, instead of explaining to them, you know, it is more difficult because they see a number and they equate it to how much they make an hour. So it is more difficult to do. But once you get used to it and you're able to articulate it, it's not as difficult. So I would sell the man-hour rate because what that would allow me to do is to never take the liability of messing up. Because sometimes when you do a job, that job might turn into, say you started in your head and you're going, okay, I think it's going to take about 3 hours. But for whatever reason, maybe it rains before you get to the property and the leaves are all matted down and they're harder to move because they're heavier and they're not blowing around as much, or whatever it might be, right? Maybe there's shifting wind that day which is an absolute nightmare because, okay, the wind's at my back and I'm blowing this way, and now it's blowing it back into my face and I gotta clean it up twice. Well, it's not your fault that the weather's being the weather and doing what it's doing. So you need to be able to make sure that you're making a profit, and you charge per man hour rate. Now you're not consuming the liability. Now, I do want to clarify again, all the work that I do now is completely free of charge. So I'm not saying this person I'm working for, I'm charging. All the work I do now is completely free of charge. It's compensated through the videos. But when I was in business, this is how I did it. And the reason why I'm sharing it is so that if somebody else is in business, they can have a healthy business and take care of their family. And I know that if they have a healthy business, they can do what I did. Maybe they create opportunity where they go out and they help the community in whatever way they're able to, or whatever way they choose to as they grow. I know that most business owners at the core are people that are problem solvers. And once they realize that they're in business to solve problems and to help people, that grows from just in their business to now they want to be a charitable person as well. Most healthy businesses are going to be charitable in one way or another. So I think by helping people in business, I'm also helping them to help their communities in multiple ways. One, people that are able to afford the service can get the help. Somebody, as they grow, is going to be able to be employed, if not only the person that owns the business, because they're going to be able to have employment and take care of their family. I think in general, if you are able to give advice in business and to help people out, then it allows them to take it to the further point. And anyways, if you have business tips, say you're in business and you don't agree with me, feel free to share that in the comments. Or if you are a homeowner and you have some suggestions, feel free to say that as well.
All right, this seems like everybody's favorite tool, but you just tell Phil in midlife, I got the big boy toys.
Now there's a few things that I would suggest with the pricing and quoting based on my experience. When you quote things in a range and you tell them, hey, so, and I was able to do this over the phone because I did so many in that area that I worked in, that I could say, yeah, the average property in your area takes about this much time. On the low side they're this, and on the high side they're this, so you're probably looking at a range of this price. And when I was able to do that and tell them confidently, they love the transparency. People, they don't want to feel the risk of being billed per hour is they think you're going to take them for a ride. So you have to convince them, I'm here to do good work and take care of you. Now, as you grow your business and you're able to advertise and put signs up on the properties you work on, that is your proof, right? That's it's your social proof that you did these jobs for these people. I bill everybody the same exact way. And then they go, okay, well, he's billing them all this way. He's working for this many people. He must be a really good guy. So as you grow your business, this stuff will become easier because you're working for more of an abundance of people. But people really like the transparency. Nobody wants to feel like they're getting screwed. And in business, you shouldn't screw anybody. If you're screwing somebody, again, you're going to go out of business. You shouldn't be in business to begin with. I just think the market is going to naturally work you out, right? You're not going to be in business for long if you're an unethical person. It's just naturally going to work you out. You're not going to be able to sell projects. Word's going to spread that you're a shyster, and you're not going to get any more jobs. Also, I would say set a minimum. You definitely need to set a minimum because there's going to be projects that you do and somebody just wants a front yard, that type of thing. Well, you're still going to have to drive to that property, right? And it's not to take advantage of people. It's to make sure that your minimum of what you need to cover is covered before you get to that property. So, one of the things you're going to tell people when you sell the project is I have a minimum of, for me, it was 1 man hour. So say I had 2 people at a property and we're there for 30 minutes, that's 1 man hour. If we're there for 20 minutes, they still get billed for that 1 man hour. And the reason being is taking care of the gas, but also covering the expenses of, I didn't have expensive dump fees, but the expense for me was taking the debris to the dump. So that's one thing, you have to cover all the stuff that's off the job site as well as on the job site. And when you're first starting out in business, you don't really think about all the expenses that your business has off the job site. You're literally just thinking about cutting the grass, cleaning up the leaves, what you have going on there. You don't think about all the stuff that you have to cover off the job site, which is oftentimes the majority of the cost. Now, if you want to grow a healthy business, you're going to have a CRM software. There's plenty of them out there that you can check out, but what they're going to allow you to do is all of your estimates, your onboarding of the customer, your scheduling. You're going to be able to do your invoicing, processing the payment. It's going to completely transform your business when you not only start using a CRM software, but fully adopt it and actually use it. A tool is only good if it's being used and it's being used correctly. Well, look who just rolled up on me. What up, Mama?
What up?
How's our baby doing?
Good. She's growing. She's a big girl.
You look wiped out.
Yeah, Travis was asleep
Yeah.
at Walmart, and so I was carrying him the whole time. And
You got some crazy hair right now. That's fun. You look beautiful, baby.
Oh, thank you.
You look beautiful.
Thank you.
I appreciate it.
You want me to open them?
Rachel brought me some headphones because I got $300 Bose noise canceling headphones. They're great. I lost one. Super annoying.
Sickening.
It's sickening.
Absolutely.
I will never buy ear pods again for what I do. I really like.
Do you know how much these were?
How much were they?
$29.63 plus tax.
$29.63.
Yeah.
They're not the greatest things in the world, but
Not.
with the headphones, since I work outside, one of the things I like is the neck band.
Yeah.
So you can just take this and put it around your neck, and then if you drop a headphone, hey, these are nice. You can put them in and you're good. And you can
And that's
take
what
them
you
out and you
use?
don't have to. I put it in my pocket, and then I don't know, I must have pulled my keys out or something. I lost it.
You want me to get it?
Nah, there's
charge
no chance. I went through and looked. Thank you, baby. Yeah, so I cleaned up the leaves, I edged it, and since I've cleaned up the leaves and edged,
It doesn't even look like you did.
I know.
Granted, I didn't see it before, so I don't know. I mean,
Well, it's kind of breezy today, so all the leaves are starting to fall.
the leaves are leaving.
The leaves are leaving.
Has she been here yet to see it? So she won't even.
She might not. Well, that would be a bummer.
I
No, there's
know.
no denying it now. I cleaned up the sidewalks.
Oh.
Yeah.
I didn't see the sidewalks before.
But it kind of stinks for it because I want it to be good. But look at this.
Oh yeah.
The wind's just dropping them. It's all breezy. Dang it. What are you gonna do? Yeah, it's all whatever. I mean, when I'm done, I'm gonna clean up the leaves one more time. The machine did pretty good. Dang, there were hardly any leaves down over there when I started.
Those are pretty leaves too.
I know, they're pretty.
Actually,
But there were
I wonder
hardly
if
any, and
that's
now
where
it's...
those came from.
You got one of those right above you.
Oh.
But anyways, the machine did really good. I mean, it's got a really good shred,
That's good.
and it holds a lot of leaves. I do like that. But it fills up fast because
looks
there's
like
a
it
lot of
would.
leaves.
Yeah, it looks like it would.
Yeah, that's anything. I mean, that's why I don't bag the lawn first. I always mow and then bag the grass clippings afterwards. And people are like, why don't you just bag the grass right away? Well, you can't fit 6-foot high grass into a tiny bag. It just...
And I just want to throw out, like, my husband did leaf removal for almost 10 years, and his jobs were always pristine.
Yeah.
Even in
Well, leaf
compar-
cleanups, lawns, everything. And you just can't, if you have excess growth, you cannot bag the lawn first thing with a mower because the bag will fill up too quick and then it can't process and you're not shooting anything in the bag once it's full. It's kind of like with this when I was using it. Once it's full, it's full. And I was going, why is it not sucking anything up? Oh, duh, it's full. My bad.
That's what happens to my vacuum.
Mm-hmm.
It gets too full. It's sucking.
Yeah. Because there's nowhere for it to go. You got any brains left?
Yeah.
Just blast them out.
That has happened with this pregnancy. I sneeze constantly. to anything new.
Hey, a huge thank you to my wife, by the way. She came down, up for us. She came up to Kansas with me. I wanted to come do some cleanups here and clean up bricks. It's been a while, but before I got started, I'm like, I got to do some leaf cleanups because I haven't done a leaf cleanup in a long time. So I really wanted to do one. But she came up to Kansas so that she could keep an eye on the camper for me because I got to camp it. It's not a sketchy location, but it's a location where there's zero security.
Yeah.
And
there's nobody staying there.
I had to. There was 6 hours driving to make. There was 6 hours of driving to get here to make everything happen. There's gonna be another 6 to get home to make everything happen. It's the equivalent almost of driving to Florida when it's all said and done. Isn't that wild?
That is wild.
Because it was 2 hours here.
And then
2 hours,
back.
2 hours here to drop off the camper, 2 hours back to pick up the trailer, 2 hours back. And then I have to repeat the whole process again
to go home.
when we're wrapped up at the end of the week.
Yeah.
That's wild.
That is wild.
Worth it. Totally worth it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think, yeah.
Yeah.
Back to them.
Is that what he says?
Back to them.
That guy's hilarious.
Just take a look at how many leaves have dropped since I started this project. I did the leaves, and then I did the edging, and all of this. So I'm gonna have to go back over it with the DR before I leave. I don't know whether to show you guys that or not. I don't want to bore you. I think I'll just finish the edging and then clean them up real quick, and then I don't know. It's a weird one. Okay, so I know I talked about business very heavily in this video, and partially because when I started this channel talking to business owners, and it's something that I'm pretty passionate about. I want people to succeed, and there's a lot of people that look up to me on how to start a business, how to start a YouTube channel, you know, how to be charitable in their community. And if they want to be charitable in their community doing what I do, I think one of the best ways to do that is to kind of start the way I did. Start small, start with nothing. You know, I didn't have any fancy tools or anything. Don't look at, you know, as Gary Vee said, everybody sees the wine, but they don't see the mashing in the grape. They don't see the work that it took to put into it. So what I'm trying to say is, I know that I talked about business a lot, but it's because I see it as the method that somebody could use to get to where I'm at and what I'm doing and how I'm helping people. And I really want to see that grow as something that somebody would want to do. I know that if I nourish if somebody is young like I was, say early 20s, and they see somebody like myself that genuinely wants to see somebody else succeed, and they're not asking for something in return, they're not trying to sell them on a damn course, they're not trying to take advantage of them, and they're saying, hey, I want to see you succeed, here's what I know. Take what's good and what you can apply for yourself and throw away the rest. What they will do is when they are in my spot and they've been there and they've done that and they've made success happen in the industry they're in, they will in turn turn around and they will help the next person. And I think that is the way to truly change things. So I guess the only other thing I want to say is if you are wanting to be in business, it is not for the faint of heart. It is not going to be easy. It is not going to be pretty. And progress is very, very rarely pretty. It is repetitive. It is dirty. It is slow. But consistency over time is going to be perfection every time. You are going to be able to grow your business into something beautiful if you're willing to put in the work and go through the hard struggles and trials that you're going to have to do. We all start at different points in our life. I don't know what your starting point looks like or what it did look like, but I know that everybody can do it if they actually want to put in the work. But the thing is, you have to want to put in the work even when you don't want to, even when it's hard and it sucks and it's not enjoyable. So anyways, let me know down in the comments if you enjoyed me talking about work to the level that I did in this video. If you do, you do. If you don't, well, What would you rather me talk about? All right, guys, this one cleaned up nice. I got the stuff off the sidewalk. I cleaned the leaves up twice. It actually looked really good. There wasn't a leaf on here, and then all of a sudden, whoo, we get a big heavy wind. So I imagine this is only the beginning for her, but we got about 50% of the leaves she's probably gonna have. Let's take a look at the back here. Leaves and sticks in the dump trailer. I wasn't planning on using that on this trip, because I gotta haul around the brush, but that's all right. With that said, I'm gonna call it a day on this one. I'm out of here, but I'm gonna go move on to some bricks. We're gonna do some more brick jobs today. So anyways, if you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up, leave a comment, subscribe if you haven't, and if nobody else has told you today, I love you. I'll see you in the next one. What's up, dude? What's going on? Was that you hollering earlier?
Yeah, that was us hollering. How
Wonderful
are
to
you?
meet you, man.
Nice to meet you. I brought you something here from
Oh,
the
really?
garden. I got you a spicy and then a not so spicy.
Cool, man.
So,
I appreciate that.
Yeah. I watch your channel. It's great.
Yeah?
Yep.
Well, this one's going on Juggernaut. It'll
This
be
one will be Juggernaut. Okay.
coming out in a couple weeks. Yeah, I'm bringing that channel back hard.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Sweet. Sweet. Yeah. I get to watch in the winter more than I do the summer. So.
Mhm. Dude, I cleaned up the leaves on here. Did the edging. I was like, dang, come on, man.
Instant. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It looks great. You do really good work.
Thank you. Thank you.
So,
I would have gone further on this one, but man, I was looking at this.
I don't know if there's any sidewalk under there anymore.
It goes back a little further, but I don't know how
Down
far.
there, though, I don't know.
No.
Either. Yeah.
No, I mean, it's pretty nice over there, so I don't want to tear it up.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do a bunch of bricks here in town. I brought the brush. That thing's the way to do it, man. I've done the power washing, I've done the
The
shoveling.
brush is the way.
That big brush is the way. I mean, that's what I did down here. It was like 8 inches deep over there. Shoot. It just goes right through it.
Thank you for your time.
Yeah, man, absolutely.
And
Very
absolutely
wonderful to
thank
meet
you for this content.
Yeah,
So,
for sure, man.
have a good
Hey,
day.
what was your name?
Ty.
Ty?
Long.
All right, man. Very wonderful to meet you, dude.
I
Hey, if you see me around town, man, feel free to stop and say hi. I'll be here for about, I don't know, a week or two. All right, that was super cool. He drove by earlier hollering at me, and I was like, I don't know what they said, because I have my noise canceling headphones in. Like, I don't know what they said, but they seem cool. It's always great to meet someone that supports the channel. So please, if you do watch and you happen to see me, hey, that's got to be good luck, right? It don't ring no more, but it's full of dirt. A little cool stuff. That's a souvenir right there. That's going in the office. Anyways, if you do happen to see me out and about in the wild, please stop, say hi. I'd love to meet you. It means a lot, and it's always cool to see somebody that supports the channel, because there's really no way I could do it without you. Which brings me back to that guy that said, hey, can you be more transparent? Yeah, okay. I don't get paid without you guys' support, which means I can't take care of my family, and I can't help my employees take care of their families. So when you do watch, know that you're helping a lot of people, you know, from the homeowners to my employees, to myself, my kids, my beautiful wife, and I do have a really cool life, and I'm very grateful for it. I think I have one of the coolest careers somebody could possibly have. So when I say I love you in the videos, I just want you to know I really mean that. And when I say in the newsletters, when I get personal with you guys, I mean it. I love you guys, and I couldn't do it without you, and I appreciate you. If you happen to say something in the comments about not doing it for free and I bark at you, I'm sorry. Occasionally I do bark. I'm not perfect. I'll see you in the next one.